just amazing. But pride crept in, and when I came home, it was a bit of a culture shock, and I ended up connecting with this guy, and it was all clean, and he was actually a Hindu priest's son. And it was all clean at the start, and then slowly he started giving me attention and flattering me, and my husband was away praying or busy trying to do business, and I was just home a lot with the kids, and I ended up falling in love with this young boy who was Hindu himself and lying to me about himself, which I didn't realise. Not that, but I was beguiled basically, and I was foolish, and then I basically was tempted one night, and I'd had a fight with my husband, and I've got a 12-year-old boy, a 11-year-old boy, 8-year-old girl, and a 6-year-old boy. I invite this guy around, and we start kissing. He says, I don't want to do this, unless we're going to be together, I want you. And so in that moment, it's just a moment, I rationalised that, yes, I didn't want to be with my husband. I'm choosing this man now. I'm leaving my husband. Not that I'd even talked to him, or not that I'd even had some space to actually think. Like, it was powerful temptation. It was powerful seduction. It was a powerful spirit. I believe, that it was partly because of the achievements for God, for His kingdom that had happened in Sri Lanka. But also it was just exposing the rebellion in my heart, and also adultery that was there. Interesting, it says that the spirit of adultery, the Bible says the spirit of adultery is the spirit of idolatry. And I knew this to be true because my whole life, when I thought about love, I'd want, this man, and he would be my Prince Charming on a white horse, and he would just be my everything, and he would please me, and I'd be so happy, and everything would be beautiful, and it was like an idol. It was like those princess stories that are just like completely, irrational. It's not reality, it's not reality. Sure, I think that God has someone for each person. I'm not saying that there's not someone, and I believe I'm with someone now that is for me. But to have like a husband or a lover or a wife as an idol, it's trouble. It's trouble. It's big trouble. And it had been secretly hiding there through my marriage and before I got married. And so it reared its head, because I was justified. I'm disappointed he's not doing this, this. You can justify anything, whatever, money issues. We know the reasons for why people divorce. So many people divorce, because money issues or sexual issues or stress, lack of support or whatever. But there's no reasons for actually betraying someone who you're in covenant with. And so it happened, and I cried, and I went to my husband straight away the next day, and I told him what I'd done, and he didn't handle it very well. I mean, obviously he wouldn't. Here I was thinking I would never be unfaithful. Like, I had a boyfriend who was unfaithful to me, and when I asked God for a husband, I was like, I had a list. He must be faithful. He must be understanding. I really got it down. And you see, my husband was these things. And I betrayed him anyway, and we fought, and he told me I was the Babylon, the harlot of harlots, and this is what God thinks of you. He read it from the Bible, and in that moment I was like, no, that's not what God thinks of me, because I had already actually repented, and I'd come to God straight away after it, and He had forgiven me and washed me, and you see, Jesus doesn't come to condemn. He doesn't condemn. He's not so worried about sin as people think. That's what religious people think. Like, He doesn't want it there because it separates us from Him. But He wants intimacy. He's worried about intimacy. That's what he wants, like a true husband, like a loving husband. You know, I had already realized that Jesus was my tremendous lover. You know, he is everything. And, you know, knowing him as my bridegroom and the faithful one, you know, he is faithful.